and we could see some places below zero by the time the sun goes down. Wind chills will quickly drop below zero right behind the front within an hour or two, and they'll just get worse. By midday, we could see some numbers near minus 20, and they'll go even colder as we head into the afternoon. You just don't want to be out in this. If you have to be, make sure you cover exposed skin. That includes your face, your fingers, your head for sure, because this could cause frostbite pretty quickly, and that's why we have a wind chill warning. And that's not just in the Ozarks, although all of us are in it. Look at the national impact of this storm. We've got wind chill warnings for almost all of Montana, Wyoming, eastern Colorado. Pretty much anywhere east of the Rockies is under some sort of advisory or warning. And that includes a winter storm warning up in Chicago and parts of the Ozarks. So this is unchanged from yesterday. Roughly Highway 60 north, winter storm warning, an advisory south of that. And we are going to get some snow. Now, initially, as the front comes through, I buy the idea of a little mix because snowflakes are typically generated in a certain temperature range, like minus 10 to minus 15 Celsius. And above us, where that layer of cold air is, it's actually dry when the front comes through. So my experience is we typically can get a little freezing drizzle. Now, that's going to be short-lived because as it gets colder, it'll all flip over to snow. I think in Springfield's case, the heaviest snow will fall between about 10 a.m. and about 2 p.m., and that should be moving west to east through the day. Again, download that KY3 weather app. If you don't have it, you can track it through the day. Snow should begin a little later out to our east, maybe close to noon around Houston, down through Mountain Home, and then it will end in Springfield by about 3 o'clock, a little longer lasting to the east, and the sun could pop out in the far western part of the Ozarks before sun sets. Snow amounts, I've not changed these, broad 2 to 3, maybe as high as 4 in much of southern and central Missouri, and then a trace to 2 across our southern counties. But as quickly as it gets cold, this wind-blown snow is going to create some slick spots. If you don't have to be out today, best advice is just stay inside. Now, the worst of the cold comes today into tomorrow. We'll be well below zero tomorrow morning, single-digit highs for May. Starting Saturday, we add about 10 degrees each day through next week. Something like that anyway. In fact, by the middle of next week, we're in the 50s, and by a week from today, we could be close to 60.
Well, you saw our weather, and it's not looking good. This is everything I've brought in the house so far. Hello and welcome to Morris Park. I'm Clyde Morris. Today we're in kind of a dilemma. As you see, all the windows of my greenhouse are covered. I've got some thick covers on them to try to keep the cold out. And like I just showed you on that weather, it's not looking good for us. I brought in a lot of my most delicate euphorbias and stuff like that, what I could. Some of my stuff I've moved up on into my shop, up in there. And the other stuff's just going to have to be at the mercy of Mother Nature. Now I've padded all these windows down all the way around. As you can see through here. But I just don't know how much it can take here with the wind the way it is. With these wind gusts around 30 and 40 miles an hour, like it's doing right now outside, I don't know if this will withstand this or not. There's another one I'm really afraid about losing. I may try to put some fleece over these. I do have some fleece up in my shop I could possibly wrap the king with, and maybe that pachypodium and this Evans EI. But most of this other stuff's going to have to sink or swim. I may move my big old Eulemania here. I may move it into the shop, get it closer to the heat source. The heat source actually comes in through the shop and blows out to here. As you can hear that fan running. I've got it on medium right now, medium speed. And we'll just have to see how this goes. I've got my fingers crossed, but I've never had to experience this before. A lot of things look like they're really in disarray in here, and that's just because I've had to slide things here, there, and everywhere. A lot of these plants are not even where they're usually at. I've had to take things off of upper shelves and so forth to get to these windows, or, as with some of them, if the shelves were a little bit too difficult, I just covered them, or kind of took them down, just let them hang. All I can do is keep my fingers crossed. This is where we stand right now, inside the greenhouse. You saw it's 12 degrees out right now. All we can do is hope. Well, I've done pretty much what I can do here. My main problem is right here. There's no insulating on the roof, in the ceiling in this greenhouse, and the heat just goes right through the ceiling, of course. Now, we had polar vortex a couple of years ago, and you can probably look back at my videos and see that, which was highly unusual, and it lasted for quite a few days, actually, but we didn't have the wind that we're having now. We are having these winds that are bringing it down to minus 24 and such, and that's just really hard to resist. And that's why I've got these windows padded up, just as a little more around the sides anyway. And my bucket outside for my bucket heater is getting weighted. It's waiting to be filled with hot coals here in just a minute. And I'll fill this up, and then probably tonight I'll probably hit it again and keep some heat in here. But I had to do a bit of work in here, so I didn't want to be in here while that was actually going. Anyhow, let's take a look outside and see what we got going on out there, and I guarantee you it's brutal. Okay, we're outside, and yeah, boy, it's cold. There's the opunches, steady as ever. And yes, these guys will make it. Some of my videos from like the vortex and so forth, and other times you can see these all covered in ice. Now these ones are going to be a test here. I know this little cat paw here will make it for sure. This little Alberta Sunset cat paw there, I bought last year. Being that it comes from up north, should be able to make it. And this is my orange chiffon. Beautiful purple. I guess I'd be purple too if I was sitting out here. But yeah, it's just very, very cold here. And the snow is just flying. I may even have to go pick up my wife up to work here pretty soon. Oh boy, Now, yeah, that's blowing hard. Anyhow, I think I'm going to close this video out and just hope for the best. Keep the home fires burning. The wood's still pretty good in there. May have to open her up a little bit to get some more heat going. There we go. Open that damper up and let her rock. All right. Well, I hope you all are staying warmer than we are. This is Clyde Morris from Morris Park. Hope you all have a warm day. Take care.